We are under the lights this evening as we get you set for another edition of baseball on MLB Network. Should be a fun Father's Day matchup between the Boston Red Sox and the Chicago Cubs. It's interleague baseball on MLB Network. Jose Quintana is on the mound for the Cubs in this one. Dan Plesac, what's the word on him?
Hey, he wasn't particularly good in his last one. If you look at the line score, he only lasted 4 innings, took the loss. He'll really be hoping to turn in a much better performance in this one.
Now batting, Kevin Pillar. He'll get us started in this one under the lights.
Leading off tonight for Boston, the center fielder, Kevin Pillar.
First pitch of the at-bat on its way. Underway now on this Sunday night as the game's first pitch misses for ball 1. Well, guys, as we look at the Cubs coming into play here tonight, 4-2 over their last 6 games, including a win last time out.
Hey, Manny V, we're taking a look at a team right here, D-Roll. Through 5 games of this homestand, they're 3-2. I know they were expecting more, but they'd like to win this one here today and get that up to 4-2 on this homestand.
Yeah, this is an important one right here. You don't want to go 500 first 6 games, especially at home. On the road, you can deal with it. At home, this is a must-win.
Swing, and there it goes. He got all of that ball. Gone out onto Waveland Avenue. So it's a solo home run here leading off the ball game. 8th home run on the season for him as the Red Sox get the game's first run. It's 1-0.
No doubt an impressive home run, so we'll employ show track for a more in-depth look. 112 miles an hour was the exit velocity off the bat, so it's no wonder why it ended up having the impressive distance that it did.
Here now is Rafael Devers. Power is a big part of his game, of course, entering the contest 5th in the American League home run race.
Yeah, and he's the guy who drives the bus on this team, leading the team in that home run department, and he's really been the guy they look to drive it out of the yard.
Yeah, Norman, there are 2 or 3 guys in every lineup that you want to proceed with caution. This big home run hitter, he's the guy in this lineup you need to be very, very careful with.
Weak grounder down the line at third. Throw not nearly in time, so despite the great effort, that'll go into the books as an infield single.
Hey, that's great hustle right there out of the box. Not everybody's getting it right out of the chute from step 1, but I have to ask you, Dan, how frustrating executing a pitch and there's an infield knock.
It is, D-Roy, and you can read that right off the bat as a pitcher. You can read the angle. You know that that ball is going to be hit on the ground, and you're thinking deep down inside, okay, there's a quick out, and it just wasn't meant to be.
From the stretch. Well behind that fastball. It's a swinging strike. A 1 pitch on its way. Now a curveball, but he might have flown open a bit. It's 1-1. So let's take a peek at our umpiring crew in this one. Behind the plate is Woody Keller.
You know, D-Row, Woody Keller's a good umpire, but at times the consistency kind of wavers a little bit. I'm not sure if you'd say he's a low ball umpire or a high ball umpire. Sometimes his zone changes from game to game.
Yeah, he can be a little inconsistent, Dan, no question about it, but he's approachable. As an offensive player, I just want to be able to turn around and say, is that as far as you're going today? And Woody will usually give you an answer.
3-1 to Martinez.
They know the threat this guy possesses at the plate. I know it's 3-1 in this situation right here, but I can't imagine anything comes over the heart of the plate.
Hitters count all the way. Here it comes. And he misses there for ball 4. So runners are at first and second now with nobody out.
And don't forget, he gave up a long ball earlier in this inning, so you can understand why he wasn't too aggressive with him there. When he got him to 3-1, he wasn't too anxious to challenge him.
And that brings in Xander Bogaerts. And he's the right man for the job with runners in scoring position as he ranks 5th in the AL in RBIs entering play.
Well, this is a small sample size because the season is still so young. But I don't have any doubt he's going to be near the top of a bunch of the leaderboards when this season is all said and done.
First offering on its way. And it looked like the fastball got away from him there.
Tough situation early out on the mound, but if he can limit the damage right here, might build some confidence and get him rolling.
Devers over at second. Martinez on at first with nobody out. 2 balls and no strikes for Bogaerts. Two and one now. From the belt, the pitch. Line toward the alley in left center. That gets down. He's got himself a base hit. And they're content to play station to station here as the bases are loaded now with still nobody out.
You know, D-Row, I'm not sure if you're one of those superstitious guys, but a 13-game hitting streak seems like a pretty good number for this guy.
Yeah, that's the old baker's dozen right there. We're almost looking at 2 weeks of just sleeping like a baby. I can't be. You're going to hear me reiterate this throughout this streak. I can't tell you, when you're swinging the bat like this, your food tastes better, your wife gets prettier, everything is just working.
Christian Vasquez is at the plate now as he looks at strike one. Looking at his career totals, Vasquez brings a batting average just a little over the 250 mark. The 0-1 pitch. Now a fastball that's taken close that time, but it's 1-1. And there's ball 2 now.
It often becomes harder to hit the zone when the pressure starts to heat up.
Three and one now.
Not a good spot to be in right now. A pitcher's falling behind in a count with a guy up that hits really well with runners in scoring position.
Ready with the 3-1. Hit down the line at first, but this will wind up foul as he runs the count full now. Now the payoff pitch home is taken, but called strike 3 as he might have gotten a little extra off the plate that time.
Well, that call looked like it was a little in the pitcher's favor, but it wasn't outrageous. Hey, listen, calling balls and strikes is a really tough job, and even the best are going to miss some from time to time, especially when they're sort of borderline like that last one. Not sure the hitter would want to hear that, though.
Here comes the first pitch. High fly ball out to straightaway center. Center fielder giving chase, and the play is made, but this should be good enough for an RBI as the runner from third tags up. And that'll plate their second run of the game as they take a 2-0 lead.
Obviously, he's hoping for more up there with the bases loaded, but you can't be too upset with a sac fly.
Into the box now, Bobby Dahlbeck. And the Red Sox with an opportunity for more damage here in the first. Hoping to limit the damage, here's the pitch. Just a bit high with the fastball, but didn't get the call. 2 down, runners at first and second. Downstairs, 2 balls and no strikes. Two and one to the Red Sox first baseman.
Even though it's early on in this one, anytime you get runners in scoring position, you'd like to knock them in. And he misses again, ball 3. It's clear he just hasn't been able to find any rhythm out there, pretty much unable to hit any of his spots, and now he's at 3-1, and he's put him into another great hitting count.
2 men are on with 2 men out. And the count will be full. And he fouls this one off. The next 3-2. And that pitch misses for ball 4. So some intrigue now as the bases are loaded here with 2 away.
At this rate, he's going to set some kind of a record for walks issued in a game, or he'll get an early hook. We'll see if he can settle down here and start to find the strike zone, or if he continues to struggle.
Set to get his evening at the plate started, Jonathan Arauz. And it's been a real struggle for him with the bat so far this year, looking to get things turned around in a hurry. First pitch of the at-bat.
I think this inning could have far-reaching effects in this game. They're really making him work, and unless he dials it in, it's probably going to limit how deep he goes into this game.
Coming up now on 30 pitches in the inning. And he'll look at a fastball just off the black, and it's even at 1. Fastball close, but he didn't get it. 2-1.
His pitch count is getting up there in the inning now. He needs to get this frame over with sooner than later, so forcing contact and getting the defense involved is probably the best thing he can do.
2-1. Here it is. Hit in the air to shallow center. Happ is there now as he makes the catch, and they're able to avoid the huge inning here as the side is retired. So they wind up with 2 in the inning, but it could have been a lot worse as they leave the bases loaded. On now to the bottom of inning number 1. It's the Red Sox 2 and the Cubs nothing. Nate Eovaldi, a right-hander from the state of Texas, is the man on the mound here. What do we need to know here, Danny?
Hey, man, we're getting a look at a guy that's really been struggling lately. In his last 3 starts, he has a whip of over 1.50. Lots of base runners, lots of hits, and lots of walks, and that doesn't add up to very good performances. So he's going to look to turn things around in this one here today.
Here's Jason Heyward now. He'll lead things off here in the bottom half of the first. Infield in the overshift here. Now the pitch. Fastball in there for a called strike. Guys, this Red Sox ball club entering play here tonight. Despite the loss last time out, they'd won 4 in a row, so they'd been on a nice little roll here.
Yeah, Matty, I can't tell you how important it is to throw that first run up on the board, and that's exactly what they did. A little crooked number, a 2 spot to give their pitcher a chance to relax and go out and pound the strike zone. This team has been playing red-hot baseball recently.
The 1-1 home. Is strike 2 swinging.
Good luck with that pitch. That pitch is an absolute nightmare, almost unhittable. Nasty downward action, high 80s velocity.
Counts even to Heyward. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And he misses this one inside, and that'll run things full. 3-2. Neither guy willing to give in, and the at-bat will continue. Here is a ground ball now for the shortstop to the right of second. Throws in time, and that's out number 1.
The third baseman, Daniel.
So digging in now, Daniel Descalso. And as we give you a look at his splits, he's had the better of right-handers this season, no doubt about that. First pitch on its way.
No.
1 out, nobody on. Lays off again, and it's 2-0. In there, 2-1. Now here's the pitch. Javier Baez waits on deck. The 3-1 pitch. Waves and misses for strike number 2.
Usually you see chases outside the zone on off-speed stuff like sliders, breaking balls, and changeups. But to chase a fastball that far outside the zone tells me this hitter's not seeing it well at all.
Line towards center field. And that's into the outfield for a 1-out base hit.
Hey, not a bad pitch right there. Off-speed pitch down in the zone. He thought he would set that up pretty well. The previous pitch was a real good fastball up.
Yeah, I think the hitter was sitting all over that one, Dan. I really do. He saw that fastball up for show. I think he thought to himself, here comes the off-speed.
And that brings up Javi Baez, as the first pitch to him is in there for a called strike 1. Baez has all the necessary skills to play great defense on the left side of the infield, and it makes him really fun to watch. He can pick it with the best of them, but what sets him apart is the huge arm. It's accurate, it's incredibly strong, certainly has the ability to uncork a throw and beat a runner when he needs to, and it's impressive to watch.
Yeah, anybody that has the ability to go to their backhand and to absolutely fire a cannon across the infield is a huge asset to have.
And this one's in the dirt, and he'll rein it in as the count moves to 1-2. Working for the punch out and the offering. Off the plate that time and a little high. It's even at 2-2. And here's a ball in the air now, carrying a bit out toward right center. Right fielder giving chase. He's got it. A nice play there. 2 away. Next will be the cleanup hitter, Wilson Contreras. And as you check out his righty-lefty splits, no surprise that he hits better against southpaws than he does against right-handers. Ready to deliver. Here's the first pitch. At the knees, strike 1. In the dirt. And it's not in time as he's in well ahead of the throw. And he'll make it into scoring position here with 2 away, as that'll be scored a wild pitch.
Well, the graphic here isn't going to properly show just how far that pitch was from the strike zone. That thing wasn't even close, and I think it made the decision to move up a base pretty easy to make.
A strike to Contreras, and it's 1-1. And that misses. 2-1. 23 pitches already here in the first inning. 2-2 to the Cubs catcher. Tried to bury one down and away, but it's a full count now. 3-2.
Now on 3-2 as a pitcher, you got to go with the pitch that you feel most comfortable throwing with.
Hard ground ball to third. Oh, and it eats him up a bit. And the recovery's too late as he's able to beat the throw to first.
Batting fifth, the center fielder, Ian.
And that'll bring in the Pittsburgh area native Ian Happ as he pops the first pitch foul behind the plate. Now look out as that pitch sends him tumbling to the ground. Hap with a 2-1 count now.
2-1.
He's set, and the 2-1 pitch. Ooh, and heads up as this is pulled foul. Ready on 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here it comes. Strike 3 called, and the inning is over. Cubs strand a couple. They're still down. It's 2-0. Now to the plate, the pitcher, Nate Eovaldi, as he'll get his first opportunity in this one.
One of the keys to securing a win, they want to keep the pressure on and try to build that lead as much as they can moving into the later innings.
And the first pitch of the inning here misses down and in for a ball. It's 1-0. High in the air into shallow left center. Almora races in. He gets there and makes the play for the first out.
The center fielder, number 5, Kevin Pillar.
Digging in for his second at-bat, Kevin Pillar. He went deep in his first at-bat, and we'll see what he's got in store for us here.
Yeah, man, this guy flexed his muscles in that last at-bat. We heard that he has good power. That last bomb had to go well over 400 feet. He hit it a long way.
1-0 the count. Here's the pitch.
Hook one.
Line drive to center field. He lays out for it, but he can't pull it in. Around second. He's on his way to third. Throw won't get him.
Even the best center fielders make mistakes once in a while, and that's definitely the case here. He totally misplays it, and by the time he recovers, no chance of keeping him from ending up at third.
Rafael Devers the next to bat, as he'll take one up in the zone, but indeed in the strike zone for the first strike. The 0-1 pitch.
No. Ball.
Wow, that's 40 pitches for him already. This doesn't have the makings of a start that he's going to go very deep.
One out and a runner on third. And a big swing and a miss here. 2 strikes.
Trying to do way too much up there for what I can tell. He knows that's a big run standing there at third, but that swing was way out of control. You still have to stay within yourself and look for your pitch.
A swing and a ground ball to third, but this is going to be a foul ball as that keeps things at 2-2. And another foul ball. Here now the 2-2. This is skied into short left center. Baez onto the grass. He's got it. A nice play there. 2 away. Digging in to try it again. J.D. Martinez. He drew a walk his first time up. From the stretch. Fastball just misses. That's ball 1.
No strike.
checks his swing here, but he does so in time. 2 outs here with a runner at third. Now here's one hit in the air to the right side, but this is back into the seats, a foul ball. The 2-1 is a fastball down below the knees.
We all know this guy is a great hitter. In a 3-1 count, this is just what he's looking for. He loves to hit when the count's in his favor like this.
In tight, ball 4, and they're at the corners now with 2 away. So that's the second walk he's worked in this one.
Yeah, and that seems to be a popular approach when this guy steps in. He can really hurt you with one swing, so I think the idea is mostly not to let this one guy beat you, Matt.
Stepping into the box, Xander Bogaerts. He's ready. Here's the first offering.
Yeah.
Oh, 1 count. Here's the pitch. Grounder down the line at third, but that'll get foul. It's 0-2 now.
Yeah, you could tell he was ready for another fastball, but the pitcher went to breaking ball, and the hitter just fouls that one off.
Again, another foul ball. Runners on first and third, 2 away. One and 2 to the Boston shortstop.
Boy, his pitch count has really spiked here in this inning. He's up to over 50 already.
Driven nicely into the gap. One run will score easily. Here's the second runner around third. And he's safe at the plate. And they lead now by 4.
You simply cannot offer up a pitch like this to a hitter of this guy's magnitude, especially with runners on the bags. He makes a living off frozen ropes to the outfield like this, and that one drives in a pair.
Standing in now, Christian Vasquez, as he takes a called strike at the knees. It's 0-1. 0 for 1 here in the early going. The 0-1 pitch.
Ball. We're playing 11. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Already 24 pitches to this point in the inning. 1-2 to the Red Sox catcher.
Take a step back right here. After 3 fastballs in a row, there is no chance he throws you a 4th.
Now a fastball awfully close, but he doesn't get the call. It's 2-2 now. This is hit softly to third, but little trouble handling this one down there at third, as that will end the inning. So it's 2 runs on 2 hits, no errors, and a runner left. On now to the bottom of the second. The Red Sox lead it 4-0. The next Cub up, Victor Caratini.
Lots of baseball left in this one as we're still early on, but you don't want to fall too far behind. They're already down by a bundle, and one of the things you want your leadoff guy to get on and set the table for the big boys to start driving in some runs.
The windup and the 0-1. Good curveball there, gets the swing and miss.
Looks to me like he's trying to make adjustments pitch to pitch up there at the plate, but he's looked completely thrown off so far. Late on the first one, way out front on the second.
Didn't threaten the zone there. Looked like it might have actually popped out of his hand a little early.
pretty standard fastball right there, 0-2. Now he's changed the eye level of the batter so he can start working something in like an off-speed curveball down in the zone.
Hit high and deep out there to left center field. Ranging back is Pilar. On the warning track, he makes the catch.
Batting seventh, the left fielder, Albert Almora.
So here's Albert Almora next. And as you take a look at the splits here, he's actually better against right-handed pitching this season. First delivery to him on the way. Nothing in one count. Here it comes.
Ball. No, that's the ball.
Bases are empty, one man out. Fouled away. High and deep down the left field line. And no one can get there. It's a foul ball. Now another 2-2. And they're working the outer half here, but that one's wide for ball 3. Waiting his turn on deck next is Jason Kipnis. Into the windup, ready with the payoff pitch. And he looks at one that misses, and that's an excellent job of making his man throw a lot of pitches as he toughs out a walk.
Batting eighth, the second baseman,
Digging in, Jason Kipnis. First shot for him here with a runner at first now and one away. From the belt, the pitch. First pitch hack in here, and that's the first strike. Kipnis, or Kip for short. His contract is set to expire at the end of this season, so he may end up hitting the market this winter.
You know, Matty, I know he's in the final year of his contract, but he's playing to expectations, to be honest with you. I know he wants to turn it up a little bit, though, as he approaches the end of the season and make that salary push as he heads towards free agency again.
Looked like the cut fastball there, and he got him to swing through it for the second out.
For my money, there's nothing better than a 3-pitch see you later. Well, look here. He gets him on his heels with strike 1, up against the ropes with strike 2, and then he KOs him on pitch number 3. Love it.
Into the box, Jose Quintana. As he'll take a tough pitch on the outside part of the plate for strike 1. Two out with the man at first. Now a fastball off the plate away. A ball and a strike. Cubs pitcher at the plate, trailing with a 1-2 count. To 2 balls and 2 strikes now. This one misses, and that'll fill the count here. 3-2 with 2 away.
Good running count right here. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, run first. He'll be off to the races on this pitch.
Full count. Here it comes.
Got him swinging, made him chase outside the zone that time, and that puts an end to the inning.
1 left for the Cubs. They're on the short end of a 4-0 score. Welcome back. Here's Heidi Watney with a report as we get set for the top of the 3rd. Heidi?
Thanks, Matt. During the commercial break, I talked about the Red Sox offense with the Boston manager. And overall, he's really happy with the at-bats they're putting together. They've already worked out 3 walks, so he feels as though that kind of willingness to let the opposition work themselves into trouble will continue to result in good things for them on the scoreboard.
All right, Heidi, thank you. Top of the 3rd set to get underway, and standing in the outfielder, Tyrone Taylor.
Number 15, Tyrone.
First pitch coming. Here it is. High in the air out to center field. Happ is there. 1 pitch, 1 out. And with that, we give you a look here at what's happening in the race in the National League Central.
Dahlbeck.
Digging in now, Bobby Dahlbeck reached base via the walk in his first plate appearance. And now a pitch on the way. 1 out, nobody on. His eyes lit up on that one above the zone, but he comes up empty.
He's attacking this hitter a lot more aggressively than he did the first time when he faced him and issued a walk, coming right after him here.
Down the line and fair, that's a hit. He takes the turn and heads for second. And he'll pull into second with 1 away.
Well, pitching poorly once like he did in his last start, it's going to happen here or there, but he's struggling here again too, and there has to be some concern, and part of it is probably psychological. He's got to get those "here we go again" thoughts out of his head.
Into the box now, Jonathan Arauz, as he looks at a fastball that's in there for strike 1. 0 for 1 for him here in this one. Swing and a miss. It's 0-2.
In my opinion, one of the toughest pitches in the game to square up. Just a heavy sinker with good downward action.
The 0-2 delivery. Hit out towards second. And that's through into right field for a base hit. Now a long throw home. Oh, but it's offline, so the run will score.
Boy, that's an aggressive send there, D-Roy, because this outfielder has a very strong throwing arm.
Yeah, and when you're sitting in a hitter's meeting, that's stuff they go over. So every base runner is on notice, knowing that this guy's got one of the strongest arms in the league, but they challenged him, and it worked.
At the plate now, Nate Eovaldi. And they elect to have the pitcher bunt with 1 gone as he puts this one down. And the off-balance throw beats him at first, and that's a tough play. Here comes the Chicago skipper now up out of the dugout on his way to the mound. And he's going to make a change, as that'll do it for Jose Quintana. So as he leaves, I would imagine these fans would not be much pleased with his performance here this evening, as he certainly was not sharp. Alec Mills is going to come on to pitch here, and in just the 3rd inning, you have to think he'll be asked to eat some innings.
Alec Mills.
Kevin Pillar will be his first assignment upon entering, as he'll bat with the runner in scoring position here and 2 away. Has a look, now the pitch. Swing and a ball hit softly on the ground. And how about that right out of the bullpen? A ground ball on 1 pitch, and the inning is over. So a run on 2 hits, no errors, and a man left. We'll move on to the bottom of inning number 3. The Red Sox on top, 5-0.
Welcome back as the Cubs look to get their bats going here in the third inning, and you can say they've been trying to do that pretty much all year. One major factor in their struggles has been the strikeout. Entering the day, they have more strikeouts than any other team in the league, leading a member of the coaching staff to tell me, without a doubt, it's something we have to rectify. Strikeouts happen, but sometimes it feels like we're losing focus and just flailing up there, and that can't happen. That's something for us to keep an eye on with this club, Matt.
Good stuff, Heidi. Thanks.
Leading off for the Cubs.
So it's back to the top of the order now, and that'll bring up the multi-gold glover Jason Hayward. Infield shifted well to the right. Here's the first pitch.
0-1.
Pulled high in the air out to right field. Right fielder is on the run. He makes the catch. A great effort to get there and record the first out of the inning.
Now batting, third baseman.
Coming to the plate now, Daniel Descalso. He reached on a single in his first try.
Yeah, guys, everyone knows he's been slumping. Dan, you can certainly attest to this, only amassing a solid one hit in your entire career. But pressure's off now. Maybe he gets hot.
Now the 1-0 is laid off, but in there for strike one. Descalso behind 1-2.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Bases are empty, 1 man out. And he lays off a pitch outside as they draw even at 2-2. And this will miss down low in the dirt, so he's worked it full now at 3-2.
Not a time to fool around right now on a 3-2 count with the middle part of the order coming up. Expect a good pitch to swing at.
And he'll try to hold back, but he won't be able to, as that's ruled a swing, and there are 2 away now.
A lot of indecision there on that check swing, and that's something you see quite a lot on 3-2. When the difference between striking out and drawing a walk can be an inch or two, it's pretty understandable why guys aren't always aggressive with their swings.
Javier Baez is in with 2 away now as he looks at a called strike one.
We're only in the 3rd inning, and his pitch count is above 60. That's not being too efficient with your pitches.
Bases are empty here with 2 men out. Way inside with that one, a pretty easy take there. One and 2 now as that one's fouled off. And a foul tip here, but it's held onto for the out. Good work behind the plate, and the inning is over. Cubs are down in order. They can't chip into that 5-0 deficit. Stepping into the box, Rafael Devers. A hit in 2 tries for him so far.
Even though they're up by a boatload early on in this one, you can't get complacent and get lazy. They got to keep the gas pedal down because this team that they're playing can strike and score a lot of runs too.
Here's the first pitch to him. And a fastball's in there for strike one.
Hey, there aren't too many power hitters in the game that would let that pitch go by.
Now a swing and a ball chopped foul right at home plate.
Looked like he was cheating a heater right there, a little bit too far out in front. Got to find a way to keep his hands back.
Change up, and he ain't buying it. 1-2.
Well, that's a pitch right there you gotta just lay off. There's a good chance he's going to throw it on 0-2, and if you can recognize it starting down in the zone, you know it's only going to go down from there.
Ball 2. Three and 2, the count for Rafael Devers.
From 0-2 to 3-2, what a great at bat to start this inning off. Hey, this could be a productive inning.
Line to the right side, and he will reach down to pluck this one off his shoe tops. A fine play there for the first out. The Cubs are into their bullpen now as there are the final numbers for their starter. Not the night he or his club were hoping for.
Hey, this certainly wasn't the outing he was looking for when he left the bullpen while warming up. Too many pitches over the heart of the plate. 4 home runs. That's right. 4 home runs he allowed in this one.
First pitch of the at-bat on its way. J.D. Martinez is in for the 3rd time now as he takes a called strike. It's 0-1.
Well, if you could throw it for a strike consistently, a first pitch changeup is effective. Hitters are almost never looking for it.
1-1 the count now. Down low, 2 balls and a strike.
2-1.
Five runs, 7 hits, and no errors for the Red Sox to this point. This one's outside, quite a bit off the plate that time. And it's up to a 3-2 full count now.
What I love right there is just the freedom in that hack. He ain't trying to do anything but hit the baseball as far as he can.
Oh, and he lets him off the hook there, as this isn't even close for ball 4.
Well, the reason power hitters generally draw more walks than other guys is exactly what we saw right there. Pitchers work around them and nibble the corners a lot more so they don't get burned. He made some good pitches, but he just couldn't get him to chase enough out of the zone.
He's ready. Here's the first offering. Xander Bogaerts stands in for the 3rd time now as he takes a look at a ball. It's 1-0.
And when you're already down 5, the last thing you want to do is fall behind in the count when you're on the mound. That's not going to do anything to help you get back into this thing.
The 1-0 home.
That's the ball. 2-0.
Hey, you want to talk about being in a zone? This guy's been raking lately, and it all starts with his pitch selection. 2 great takes, and he's almost daring the pitcher just go ahead and challenge him.
2-0 count, and the pitch. Fastball in the dirt, and that's going to get away. And just what they wanted offensively as the runner moves into scoring position.
I think this all stems from the fact that they're trying to make sure the guy at the plate doesn't hurt them at all. And with that base open at first, they might opt to just put him on.
The 3-1. And he misses again. Ball 4. And that's back-to-back guys now that have reached base via the base on balls. And now time will be called here as you see the pitching coach making his way out to the mound to pay a quick visit. So runners at first and second here with 1 away. And from the on-deck circle into the batter's box comes Christian Vasquez. From the stretch, here's the pitch.
With some traffic on the base paths, nice job by the pitcher to execute strike 1.
First and second now, 1 man out. Fouled off. And a breaking ball in the dirt that time for a ball.
We're playing 12. 1-2.
Jeremy Jeffress comes in unexpectedly from the pen in relief of his injured teammate.
Jeremy Jeffress.
The 1-2 pitch.
Ball.
Pulls this one in the air out to left.
On the run is Almora.
He gets there and makes the play for the second out of the inning. Riding in once again, Tyrone Taylor. It was a flyout for him in his last trip. Here's the first pitch to him. Fastball taken, but that gets the zone for a strike. The 0-1 on its way. Good knuckle curve, and he's got him behind 0-2.
Boy, this is one of those ABs you like to hit the rewind button on. Put himself in a tough spot now, hitting with 2 strikes.
0-2 is a fastball that misses inside. 1-2 now.
Hey, that 0-2 fastball wasn't even close, but I'm hit right now. I'm still sitting on that heater.
The 1-2 is looked at for ball number 2.
So you'd love for him to offer at that one, but the execution was flawless. Nice curveball that starts in the zone and breaks just out. Just a great take by the batter.
Skied into straightaway right. And the 2-out threat will not come to pass as the inning is over. Boston strands a couple, but they hold a 5-0 lead. Bottom of the inning now, and next will be the power-hitting catcher, Wilson Contreras.
The catcher, Wilson.
First pitch of the at-bat.
This guy's been really on point so far, but it's not getting any easier. He has to get through 4, 5, and 6 right here.
Bouncer to the left side. And there's one down now. So the base is empty here with one away, and that'll bring up the former first-rounder and Pittsburgh area native Ian Happ. Now the pitch. Fastball over the outside, but in there for a strike.
Hey, it's a game of execution. If the pitcher stays right there, this lineup's going to continue to have a tough time.
Swing and a miss, and he's in control. 0-2. Happ, a native Pennsylvanian. He's in his 4th season as a major league player. And a good curveball there, but he wouldn't bite. It's 1-2.
Hey, the fish ain't biting there on that 0-2 breaking ball, but you got to be careful because this pitcher might throw him another one.
The 1-2 misses for the second ball.
He might have to look for a different way to put this guy away on 2-2. He's already seen the curveball a couple of times, so he might be looking for it.
Good swing on a tough pitch, and he'll stick around to see another one. One out, nobody on. Still hanging with him. Another good swing to keep it going. Not where he wanted that fastball to be, and it's 3-2 now.
You can certainly tell at bats like this one frustrate the heck out of a pitcher, but you got to find a way to stay composed and execute your plan.
He loses him on ball 4. So he's aboard following the 1-out walk. Their second of the ball game so far, as we take a look there at the league leaderboard for team walks this year. And we find that these guys currently sit in the number 3 position in the circuit in that category. Stepping up now, Victor Caratini. So far 0 for 1 with a flyout. comes set. Here's the 0-0 pitch.
No.
Maybe trying to back him up a bit there with the fastball. The 1-0 delivery.
One, two.
Lays off 2-2 now. No runs, 2 hits, no errors so far for the Cubbies. Now this is on the ground to first. We'll see if they can get 2. There's 1 on to first as they get the double play to get him out of the inning. Cubs are down quietly. Need to get it going soon. It's 5-0. All ready to go in the top of the 5th. And here comes the first baseman, Bobby Dahlbeck. Now here it comes. The 0-1 pitch. Waved at and missed, and he's behind 0-2.
I can't imagine he was sitting on fastball at his neck right there. He is going to have to lower his sights if he's going to have any chance.
Fastball swung on and missed for the first out.
Anytime you get rookies just breaking into the big leagues, you have to expect a certain amount of this. There aren't any easy at-bats at this level, and you really have to learn how to slow the game down in your head because everything feels like it's so much faster up here.
So now to the plate, Jonathan Arauz, as he will take a look at a fastball in there as that strike zone expands just a little. It's 0-1. He's working on a 1-for-2 game so far. He's set. Here's the 0-1. Bases are empty, 1 man out. And a good 2-strike pitch, but he misses high 1-2.
Stone cold take right there. That fastball very well could have sent him packing back to the bench.
The 1-2.
Ball.
This one sinks low and a touch outside. It's a full count, 3-2.
Wow, from 0-2 to 3-2, and that last pitch on 2-2 wasn't even close. He had this guy in the ropes, but now he let him right back into this at bat.
1 out, nobody on. Too close for comfort, and he did a good job just to make contact. And, whoa, awfully close, but it's ball 4, according to Woody Keller.
Now batting, the pitcher.
Andrew Benintendi will grab a bat and hit for the pitcher here.
Pinch hitting for the Red Sox. Number 16, Andrew Benintendi.
There's a fastball missing down and away for a ball, 1-0. He'll enter play here with that average down in the low 200s. 1 home run and a dozen RBIs. Hard hit to first. Reined in. To second for 1. Relay to first in time. And just like that, this side is retired. Nothing across here this half of the inning. Last half of the 5th coming up. Boston's out in front, 5-0. Welcome back to the north side of Chicago. Back here at Wrigley Field as we check in with Heidi.
Thanks, Matt. In between innings, I was able to catch up with the manager of the Cubs to discuss his thoughts on his lineup so far. And flat out, he told me they just need to put better swings on the ball right now. He said they're searching for ways to drive the ball with some authority because it's just not happening for them today. They haven't gotten an extra base hit yet, so it's been a real struggle getting guys into scoring position. But the key, he said, is not to panic. Sometimes you just have to fight through the downturns and keep your focus and energy high.
Number 64.
Thank you, Heidi. Marcus Walden, a right-hander standing 6 foot even, will take over the pitching duties here. Ready to go for the last half of the inning, and next it'll be the outfielder, Albert Almora.
This one doesn't look good so far, down by a boatload as we enter the middle innings. It's about time they get something going, and the last thing you want to do is fall behind where you have to score a bunch in the 8th and 9th inning.
The 1-0 home is taken, strike one.
And some action now in the Boston bullpen as a right-hander's up and throwing.
Had him off stride that time, and it's 1-2.
1 ball.
See, guys, he is human. Occasionally an ugly swing right there, but he's having a monster season, so I'm going to give him a free pass.
Good job to spoil that one away, and he stays alive. Here's another 1-2. And a slider runs away from him there, and the count levels at 2-2. Hit the other way out toward right field. Taylor is over a few steps as he puts it away for the first out. And as the second baseman, Jason Kipnis. Ready to deliver. Here's the first pitch.
You know, you think it's an 8-hole hitter right there. You shouldn't be taking that fastball, and you're right. But when you got the pitcher hitting behind you, you sometimes sit off speed because that's the pitch you're usually going to get. The pitcher does not want to get beat by you, and he's not afraid to walk you and hand it over to an AB against the pitcher.
2 balls and a strike now. Bases are empty, 1 man out. All even now, 2-2. And now a pitch on the way. Struck him out.
That was a good job there of using the batter's aggressiveness against him. He was putting up a good fight and fouling a lot of balls off. So as a pitcher, it's a great idea to expand the zone even more and make the hitter really chase after something that's even hard to foul off.
Anthony Rizzo will get the call to pinch hit here, as we'll see what he can do with 2 out and the base is empty. And that's inside for a ball. 1-0. 276 the average coming in for him. 10 home runs and 44 RBIs. And a fastball in the dirt that's taken for a ball.
Pretty easy takes to start out this at bat. None of those pitches were even close to the strike zone.
2 balls and a strike.
Hey, I can understand this batter's frustration right here. He's trying to be aggressive and get something going for his team. They are getting shut out in the 5th inning, but that's exactly why they're getting shut out. You need to keyhole and stay on the attack and make this pitcher come in the middle of the plate.
Doesn't want any part of that cutter, and it's full 3-2.
You can bet he wants that one back at the plate right now. That's a pitch you normally see a guy drive if he has the right approach going.
Might have swung at ball 4 there as he manages to foul this one away. Another payoff pitch. Now a ball lined to the left side, but this will be a foul ball. A swing and a miss on a ball way outside the strike zone, and the inning is over. 3 up, 3 down for the Cubs. They can't chip into that 5-0 deficit. Ryan Tepera takes over to start the 6th inning on the mound.
Now pitching for the Chicago Cubs, number 52, Ryan Tepera.
So the batting order turns over now and set to go Kevin Pillar. He's got a homer and a triple to this point in the game. First pitch on its way.
That's a strike.
Now the 0-1. In there, and he's ahead 0-2 now. Nothing in 2 count, and the pitch. Rounded softly down the line toward first. But this will be a foul ball, and it's still 0-2. Now here it comes. Popped him up. Kipnis has a play. Looks it into his glove, and there's one gone. Ready for another chance? Rafael Devers. Lifetime against this particular arm. 2 hits in 7 tries. He's set, and the pitch. A high fastball is in there. Cubs have someone working in their bullpen now as a right-hander's begun to get loose. 1 out, nobody on. He looked like a caveman swinging a club on that one. It's 0-2 now.
Not much you can do with that one. Tied him up in knots.
A ball and 2 strikes now.
We're playing 12. 1-2.
And this is taken for a ball high and tight. 2-2. And it's fouled away. The 2-2 one more time is a wave and a miss. He struck him out.
Hey, I'm not sure what he was sitting on right there. He might have been sitting on an off-speed pitch, but instead he gets the fastball way late. Had no chance to put that ball in play.
And that'll bring up J.D. Martinez as the first pitch to him is in there for a called strike 1. Numbers wise, he's at 326 with 19 homers and an even 50 RBIs. 0-1, here it comes. Lifted down the line in left. And that's going to land foul. 0-2 count. Here's the pitch. Pitch taken several inches below the zone, in fact. And he lays off it to even the count 2-2. Now the pitch. And that misses, so it's a full count 3-2.
Boy, went from being in the driver's seat to now being in some trouble. Had the count 0-2, started nipping at the corners, and next thing you know, this count stands at 3-2.
Now the payoff pitch home. Just staying alive, putting together a really good at-bat here. The next 3-2. And he takes ball 4 again, and they clearly just don't want any part of him in this one.
The batter, number 2, shortstop.
Coming to the plate now, Xander Bogaerts. And we'll see if they can make him pay for the 2-out walk. Always considered a big no-no, of course. He's set. Here it comes. Inner third let go. It's a called strike. A runner on first with 2 away. Well hit, but also well fouled into the seats and left. And he fouls this one off. Now another 0-2. The slider freezes him at the plate. A called third strike, and the inning comes to a close. Red Sox leave 1 as they're unable to add to their 5-0 lead. So that'll bring up Jason Hayward. And at this point of the game, I think it's clear that the plan of attack against the top of the order has worked.
Well, when you've only surrendered 1 hit to the top 3 guys in the order up to this point in the game, you know you're doing something right, Matt. You're spot on. Whatever they discussed coming into this game has worked out beautifully.
Here's the first pitch to him. Now a cut fastball, but that doesn't threaten the zone. It's even at 1. And now the Red Sox will get a left-hander up and throwing in the bullpen. Now the 1-1 pitch. Yanked high and deep down the line in right. And it's a foul ball. The next 1-2 pitch.
Ball. Playing 2 balls, 2 strikes.
And a slider. Oh, got a favorable call on that one, as that's the first out of the inning.
Now batting, third base.
Ready once again, Daniel Descalso. 1 for 2. He singled and struck out in 2 trips. The pitch.
That elevated fastball right there, that is the biggest change in the game today for me. When I first came up, a lot of guys working that Greg Maddux east to west.
1 ball, 1 strike, the count. Bases are empty, 1 man out. A ball and 2 strikes.
Playing 12, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
To 2 balls and 2 strikes now. Into the windup. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. Rolled slowly down the first baseline, but a foul ball as it holds it 2-2. Now the pitch. Grounded up the first baseline, but this is going to be a foul ball as that keeps things at 2-2. Another one sent foul. Fouled away. Here's another 2-2. On pitch number 10 is the one that finally does it as he strikes out after a long battle here.
Well, he's really rolling on the mound right now. All you have to do is look at the last 4 hitters for evidence. All 4 of them have gone down on strikes, as you're seeing here. That's not easy to do, so you know he's got to be pretty dialed in out there.
Here's Javier Baez. takes this the other way to right. And that's in there, so perhaps some life here with 2 men out.
Hey, there's another base knock right there. A hitting streak now up to 8 games.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Well, 8 games. Now, man, we're starting to think about it a little bit. You know, you get past that week, you just know you're locked in. They start talking 8 games, now you're like, all right, I got a nice little hitting streak.
From the belt, the pitch. Wilson Contreras is in for the 3rd time as he swings and misses at that one. It's 0-1.
Hey, a 2-out single isn't all that bad, but it can be when you've got this part of the lineup coming up.
Comes set and the 0-1.
Ball, go. Playing 11, 1-1.
Slider clocked in the mid-80s there. It's a ball and 2 strikes.
That's 3 straight sliders in a row. I'd be shocked. I would be shocked if he went to that well a 4th time. I'd be looking heated.
Still 1-2 as he fouls it away. From the stretch. Hit on the ground toward the left. Devers has it. Throw on to second for the force, and the side is retired. Cubs strand 1. Need to get it going soon. It's 5-0. Dan Winkler is on to pitch from the bullpen now to start inning number 7.
Number 43, Dan Winkler.
Now to the plate, Christian Vasquez. It was a flyout for him in his last trip.
Christian Vasquez.
He's ready. Here's the first offering. Nothing in 1 count. Here it comes.
Ball.
And he misses 2-1.
Hasn't seen a heater yet in this at bat. One might be coming right here.
Now the 2-1 pitch. Swing and a liner. Leaps high as he makes the catch. Well done.
The right fielder, number 15, Tyrone Taylor.
Ready for another shot now. Tyrone Taylor. He flew out in his last at bat. First pitch of the at bat.
Hurry.
1 out, nobody on. Just off the outside that time, laid off for a ball. Oh, they have him looking awfully confused up there right now. It's 1-2.
Ugh, was that ugly? You could probably throw anything out there to this guy. He'd swing at the rosin bag if you throw it up there.
Oh, just tried to freeze him with the fastball there. Pretty close. It's 2-2.
Wow, kind of an interesting pitch call there. The batter flailed at the pitch away on the previous one, so you'd think you'd go right back there, but instead they decided to come in. Make him prove he can adjust before you do.
Trying to nibble here, and he misses to run it full now. 3-2. And a swing and a miss here, so it's a quick 2 outs to start the 7th.
Now batting.
Into the box, Bobby Dahlbeck, 1 for 2 with a double on his line thus far. First delivery to him on the way. Ball 1, well below the zone. 2 out, nobody on. fly ball out to straightaway right. Hayward has a read on it. And that ends the inning. Down in order go the Red Sox, but they hold a 5-0 lead. Now the skipper's on his way out toward the home plate area, and I believe that means we're going to have a double switch here. Josh Taylor will come on now, and he'll slide into the 7th spot in the lineup following the double switch. Mitch Moreland is into the ball game as well, as he'll slide into the pitcher's spot, hitting 9th now on the double switch. Last half of the 7th here, and that'll bring up the outfielder, Ian Happ.
It doesn't look very promising so far in this one as we move into the later innings. Down by a bundle, it's time to get some base runners and hopefully a long ball to get them back into this one.
And that misses inside 1-0. A 2-ball, no strike count to the Cubs center fielder.
2-0 to a guy with this kind of pop, you better be awfully careful because he's going to be swinging out of his shoes.
Down low, and the plot thickens here, 3-0. Now here it comes. And that misses, ball 4. It's a leadoff walk to start the home 7th.
Well, they haven't been able to scratch a run across yet, so maybe this walk will jumpstart their offense a little bit.
Digging in the switch hitter, Victor Caratini. No hits to this point. Ready to deliver. Here's the first pitch. Sends that one out of play for strike 1.
All you want is the leadoff man to get on to start a big inning, maybe get a big rally going to claw your way back into this ball game.
Nobody out, runner on first. A swinging strike, and now it's 0-2. Trying to get him to chase the cutter there. A ball and 2 strikes. Curveball got him swinging for the first out.
Pitching 101 is changing location and upsetting the hitter's timing. You do that, and everything's going to be fine. In that strikeout, he never threw the same pitch twice in a row, and he won the battle because of it.
And now here's the versatile outfielder, Albert Almora Jr. 1 ball, no strikes to count.
No strike.
A 1-0 pitch.
Ball 2.
Hey, always a good idea to take a couple of pitches when you're facing a young arm like this one. And now he's put himself in a real good hitter's count.
Here it comes, 2-0. Good fastball down around the knees there, taken for a strike. Taylor has tossed over 30 innings so far this season and has an ERA he'd like to see come down a bit. Starts the day in the high 4s. Swinging a ball hit on the ground, but this will be a foul ball as that evens things at 2-2. Did a good job to shorten up and protect the plate, and he'll have another shot at it here. Runners on first with 1 down. And again, he's unable to keep it fair, but he's putting together quite a battle at the plate. This one sinks low and a touch outside. It's a full count, 3-2.
Well, I think that pitch is the result of a lot of foul balls. He might have tried to do a little bit too much with it, trying to get him to swing through it, but it just ended up taking off on him.
And he rolls over this one foul. We'll do it once more. 3-2. And whoa, awfully close, but it's ball 4 according to Woody Keller.
Man, that's just painful for a pitcher right there. A 3-2 offering that was right on the corner, but he couldn't get him to chase, and he doesn't get the call. Can't beat yourself up about that one too much.
At the plate, Jason Kipnis, and his guys are looking to erase that donut on the scoreboard with a runner in scoring position.
Yeah, Matt, they've been really shut down so far in this one. They've had runners on base, but haven't been able to string anything together.
First pitch of the at-bat on its way.
He's already walked 2 in this inning already. This guy just can't seem to find the strike zone.
Pulled toward right center field. Pillar's there. Makes the play, and there are 2 gone now. Chris Bryant will start to loosen up in the on-deck circle as he'll bat with 2 on and 2 out here.
Number 17,
Lays off 1-0. On the ground for the shortstop, Bogarts. Throw pulls him off the base, and everyone's going to be safe.
Man, there's just no excuse for a middle infielder to make a play like that, especially your shortstop. Looked like a routine play, but for some reason, he just pulled the first baseman off the bag. It happens, but you never want to give a team extra outs.
So the lineup flips over, and digging in, Jason Hayward. And Dan, this could be a real make or break situation at this point in the game.
Yeah, Matt, at least scoring 1 run in this inning is so important to them to possibly get back into this thing. Baseball doesn't have a clock, but you only have 27 outs to work with. They're running out of those pretty quick.
Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. Now that's popped up, and this is going to wind up a foul ball. Strike taken as that one crosses over the inside part of the plate.
With runners on base, 2 outs and 2 strikes, this is a big next pitch for both sides.
Now the 0-2 pitch.
No, that's the ball.
And he squares up on this one. Deep to straightaway right. A leap, but he can't rein it in. It's off the wall. And the runner scores all the way from first as they try and chip away at their deficit. It's now a 5-3 ball game. Well, that's why they call baseball a game of inches.
Yeah, you're right, Matt. He showed some serious hops, but not serious enough. He goes up high for it with the good leap, but he just can't bring it in, and that allows him to cruise into second with a good piece of hitting.
Matt Barnes takes over pitching duties, looking to get that final out now here in this 7th inning. In now, Daniel Descalzo. As he takes a cold strike at the knees, it's 0-1. He's working on a 1-for-3 thus far. Tying run at the plate, the 0-1. Looked like he tried to pull it there, but he swings right through the fastball. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Swung on in the dirt, strike 3. Vasquez finds it, and that ends the inning. So they pick up 3 runs on just 1 hit in the inning, 1 Boston error, and 1 man left on. We'll look ahead to inning number 8 now. The Red Sox are out in front, 5-3. Rowan Wick has been summoned from the bullpen as he'll do so to start the 8th. Into the box now, Jonathan Arauz. A hit in 2 official trips to the plate to this point in the ballgame. First pitch coming, here it is. He'll try to bunt his way on as he gets this one down. And the throw will be too late, so it's a bunt single to get him started here.
Now batting, the first baseman, Mitch Moreland.
Here's the first baseman now, Mitch Moreland. Pitch outside. The throw is well behind the play. That's an easy stolen base.
You don't see that very often against this guy. This guy has one of the best arms in the game, but still a successful steal of second base.
Fouled off. No one out with a runner at second. Well hit. Deep down the right field line. And that's going to wind up hooking just a bit foul, so a missed opportunity there. There's a fastball well off the plate for a ball. Now a ball lined to the left side, but this will be a foul ball. The 2-2 one more time.
3 balls, 2 strikes.
When you're playing close games like this, base runners mean everything, so he can ill afford to start giving away free passes.
Now the 3-2 pitch. Yanked high and deep down the line in right. And it's a foul ball. Line drive, base hit to right. And they'll put the brakes on at third. Runners at the corners with nobody out.
Nice piece of hitting right there. Looked like the guy on second had to respect it and freeze a little bit.
They had to freeze there for a second to make sure that line drive gets down, but eventually does get to third base.
So the Red Sox lineup turns over, and to the plate, Kevin Pillar. He launched one over the wall back in the opening frame. He's ready. Here's the first offering. Down and away, 1 ball and no strikes.
There are a couple of points in every game that could decide winning or losing. This is one of those critical spots. Time to make some great pitches.
A ball and a strike.
Playing 11.
And he comes back with a fastball. 1-2 now. Popped him up. Caratini is over, and he's got it for the first out of the inning. Now in the box, Rafael Devers, and their runners at the corners now. From the stretch, Devers, right field, and carrying well. Back goes Hayward, still ranging back. See you later. Over the wall, a home run. So it's a 3-run shot to straightaway right field. Number 21 for him on the season as they open it up to 8-3.
Hey, that's the price you pay right there when you try and sneak a fastball past this guy. Power hitter, and every power hitter in the league knows you got to start with the numero uno, number 1, man. You got to get on the heater and adjust to everything else, and he did just that.
Craig Kimbrell is ready, and he'll take the ball from the manager. Here's J.D. Martinez, and he takes ball 1. Kimbrell matches up here in this one against his former employer. He was signed as a free agent in the middle of last season.
Yeah, guys, I always think it's interesting to play your old uniform. Maybe say hi to everybody you got accustomed to seeing when you were previously here, but then once the game starts, it's all business.
Now the 1-0 is a heater in there for a strike.
Looked like he was going to wait him out, see if he was going to come over the heart of the plate. Well, newsflash, he is, and this hitter's going to adjust his batting gloves, and he better be ready in the box.
The 1-1. Fly ball out to straightaway right field. And Hayward will put this one away for out number 2. Here's Xander Bogaerts now. He was punched out looking at strike 3 last time through.
Yeah, in today's game, certainly don't get completely reprimanded for too many strikeouts, but no one likes to go down looking. Expect him to be a little bit more aggressive at the dish this AB.
The pitch. Hit out towards second. And that finds its way through for a base hit.
Boy, this guy is off to some kind of series, and he's one of the better road hitters in all of baseball.
Yeah, and some guys just have a knack for lighting it up on the road, getting that good night's sleep, and finding a way to get to the yard early and work on their craft.
At the plate, Christian Vasquez. As the first pitch to him is a changeup that can't find the zone. It's ball 1. Struggling so far in this one and looking to erase his 0-for-4 ball game right here. The 1-0 is offered at and missed for the first strike.
Sometimes you can get away with a pitch in that location when you're running it up there that hard, but not consistently. You still have to work the edges of the zone most of the time.
And he looks at one in there, 1-2. They try to come in with the fastball, but it's too far in, and it's even at 2-2. 3 runs already home here. This one misses, and that'll fill the count here. 3-2 with 2 away.
Good spot for an RBI. Put the ball in play with the runner in motion. He could score all the way from first.
High in the air down the right field line. But this is just going to wind up being a foul ball. The 3-2 one more time. And there's ball 4 as this one gets away a bit.
The right fielder, number 15, Tyrone Taylor.
Striding in, Tyrone Taylor. He could really use a knock here. 0-for-3 in the game so far. First offering on its way. Set to deliver the 0-1. Fastball taken, but that gets the zone for a strike.
He's looking pretty passive here, hitting with a chance to drive in a run. Gonna have to make something happen with 2 strikes now.
This one's outside, quite a bit off the plate that time. Breaking ball that time that misses out of the zone. 2 down, runners at first and second. And he strikes him out here, so he's able to stop the bleeding a bit as this side is retired. But the Red Sox push across 3 on the strength of a 3-run home run. Home half of the 8th coming up. It's the Red Sox 8 and the Cubbies 3. So coming to the plate, Javier Baez. He'll try and do what he can to work toward cutting into this big deficit. Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. Curveball, and that misses in the dirt for ball 1. The 1-0 is laid off for ball 2.
You know, sometimes it takes a pitcher a few pitches to get going, but those 2 pitches weren't even close. Falls behind in the count 2-0. It's time to start getting locked in.
Two balls and a strike to Javi Baez.
It's becoming more and more common in today's game to see relievers like this that can run it up there close to 100 miles per hour. But it's so fun to watch it. He blew it right by him there.
The 2-1 home is looked at for ball 3.
Right guy, right spot. This is one of the better hitters in their lineup. Just the guy they want to see coming up now to get this inning going.
Swing and a miss at the splitter. 3-1, and it's 3-2 now. And this is taken here for ball 4. So the leadoff man's on base to kick off the home 8th.
The catcher, number 40, Wilson.
Next to hit will be Wilson Contreras. He's got a hit in 3 at-bats to this point. From the stretch, here's the pitch.
Ball.
Perfect time for a mound visit right here. Just give him a breather, a chance to collect himself and get back to work.
Contreras in front, 2 balls and no strikes.
If you've been paying attention, the guy on the mound does not want to come inside. If I'm at the plate, I'm leaning out over.
From the stretch. And here's a fastball for a strike. 2-1 now.
One of the most frustrating things for me to watch in this game is guys getting count leverage and not pull the trigger on a fastball middle in. That's why you play, to get in those situations where you can try and do damage. What do you want, the nasty slider?
A runner at first with no outs here. And he misses this one inside, and that'll run things full. 3-2. And a big cut at the breaking ball, but he comes up empty, and that's the first out.
That was some nice execution on that pitch. Spotted it nicely down around the bottom of the zone. And when you do that, especially with 2 strikes, not a lot of guys are going to hurt you. You're going to get a lot of ground balls and swings and misses down there.
Stepping in now, Ian Happ. Grounder hit hard down the first baseline. Step on the bag for 1, and he is in there.
Great diving stop down there at first to get the out. If that ball gets to the outfield, the whole complexion of this inning drastically changes.
Next to bat will be Victor Caratini. He struck out swinging in his last trip to the plate. He comes set. Here's the 0-0 pitch.
Yep.
Runner in scoring position at second with 2 down. And that's a called strike at the letters, though that looked high from here. It's 0-2 now.
Whew, that was some gas. Triple digits on the radar gun.
And he lays off the 0-2 splitter. 1-2 now. Now a ball lined to the left side, but foul. And we're going to have a quick stoppage here as a beach ball has made its way into right field. Two out here and a runner at second. Protecting with 2 strikes, went out of the zone that time, but he stays alive. And we're going to have a quick stoppage here as a beach ball has made its way into right field. The 1-2. Lifted down the line in left. And this will wind up a foul ball. And a fastball swung on and missed as they set him down for the second time here tonight. 1 left for the Cubs. Can't make any headway into an 8-3 deficit. Michael Chavis will try to get his club a little ninth-inning insurance as he'll grab a bat to pinch hit, leading things off here.
Michael Chavis.
Off we go in the ninth as the first pitch misses for ball 1. And he's a guy looking to break out in a big way. Hasn't been getting the results he or his club have been hoping for. The 1-0.
Ball. 2-0.
Now a pitch swung on and missed. It's 2-1.
The problem for the batter now is he's gotten so inside conscious after those first 2 pitches. Anything on the outer half of the plate's going to look a foot outside.
In there, and it's even now, 2-2. Here it comes.
Ball.
Full count now, 3-2.
Full count.
Jonathan Arauz will be next. Pulls this one in the air out to left. Waiting on it is Almora, and that's the first out of the inning. Stepping in, Jonathan Arauz. He's 2 for 3 and looking for more here. He's set and the pitch. Now an off-speed pitch gets the outside. It's a called strike.
Hey, this guy's got an 89-mile-an-hour changeup. There was a time when 89 was a pretty good fastball.
Crowds him a bit with a fastball there, and it's to 1-1. And it's 1-2.
Probably better that he let that pitch go anyway. After seeing a lively fastball on the pitch before, it's pretty hard to sit back enough on a well-thrown changeup.
Bases are empty, 1 man out. A swing and a miss for out number 2, and a ball he had no chance of making contact with.
That swing tells me he was really trying to get a pitch out front and rip it down the line, but that wasn't a great pitch to do it on. It's really not the best 2-strike approach either.
To the plate now, Mitch Moreland. As he'll take a changeup here for strike one. 1 for 1 after a single his first time up. Here's the 0-1 pitch.
No.
That's a good take on a fastball out of the zone. Hey, I get it. He's looking for a ball to drive, but that ball was a little bit too far up in the zone. That's one you normally pop right up.
Skied into straightaway right. Hayward giving chase. He's there to track it down, and that'll end the inning. Nothing across here this half. Bottom part of the order, 7, 8, and 9 due up in the bottom of inning number 9. The Red Sox lead it 8-3. Ryan Brazier is on, and he'll take over on the mound in relief.
Number 70, Ryan Brazier.
All set for the bottom of the 9th. And digging in is the outfielder, Albert Almora.
The left fielder, Albert Almora.
Here's the first pitch to him. And a strike called at the knees, 0-1.
Probably a design take right there. They need base runners, so they're going to make them try to bring the ball in the strike zone.
This is in the air out to right field. Taylor is there, and that's not the start to the bottom of the 9th this crowd was hoping for. 1 away. Now at the plate, Jason Kipnis. He's hitless in 3 at-bats to this point. First pitch on its way. And now Boston's bullpen springs into action. A left-hander and a right-hander begin to throw. 1 out, nobody on. Lifted in the air out towards left center. Martinez has a read on it. 2 down. Nico Horner will get the call here as he'll hit for the pitcher.
Number 2, Nico Horner.
And he'll hold off on the slider here to start the at-bat. It's ball 1. The set and the 1-0 pitch. That swung on and missed. We're even at 1-1. Out in front here is this one scorched foul to the left. Bases are empty here with 2 men out. The Cubs are down to their final strike here. Swing and a miss. He struck him out, and that'll do it here as the ball game is over.
Hey, a nice win for them all around, and an even better way to start things off on the first day of summer when every team looks ready to get on a roll.
8-3 tonight. The Red Sox jumped out to an early lead in the first and never looked back. Marcus Walden gets the win in relief, his 6th of the season. Jose Quintana couldn't work out of the 3rd inning, taking the loss. So that just about does it for Mark DeRosa, Dan Plesac, Heidi Watney down on the field, and the rest of our crew. I'm Matt Vasgersian. Thanks for watching MLB Network.